Hi everyone, we're at one of our warehouses today and I'm going to go meet Andy who's going to take us on a bit of a tour. Hey Andy.
Hi Matt, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, how are you?
Yeah, very well, thanks pal.
So what's your role here?
I'm the site manager.
Nice, and what complex are we in?
So this is the stadium complex, which is a hanging garment warehouse.
Oh, okay, so a bit different to some of the warehouses that we maybe been around before then.
Yeah, absolutely, it's the only hanging garment warehouse in the network.
Oh nice, so where are you going to take me on this tour first?
We're going to head over to Stadium 2, which is the intake warehouse, so follow me.
Yeah, let's go. Right, so is this Stadium 2 then?
Yeah,
Andy?
this is Stadium 2, Matt, yeah.
Yeah, so talk me through what's this warehouse for then?
So it's predominantly as intake warehouse.
Intake,
but we've also got a retail picking system up on the top floor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's where we pick to all our shops.
And I'm looking around and seeing everything. Looks like there's a lot of hanging items in here as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I say, predominantly it's an intake warehouse, and we've got two types of intake here. We've got goods on hangers, where obviously the stock comes in hung, and we've also got flat to hanging when it comes in a box, and then we hang it up.
And is this where it kind of starts then?
Yeah, so this is a container that'll have come from the Far East, and this has got stock that's coming in on hangers. You can see it's all hung on strings. So we're taking it off the container, we're putting it onto these trolleys, which will then help the stock to move around the system and eventually get it into the high bay, which is our storage area, which is beyond the wall down there.
So that's come from our containers, and where's that come from initially then?
It'll probably come from somewhere like China or Bangladesh, somewhere like that.
One of our suppliers.
Absolutely,
then, basically. Yeah. And then this is all done, this is all a manual process, just like you said, before we go to the automation, is that correct?
Absolutely. So basically, at the moment, we're taking the stock off the container, we're making sure that all the stock that goes onto that trolley is the same item, so the same size, and then it can go away to be stored.
Nice. So where would we go? Where would it go from here then? Where would be the next best place to go after that?
The stock's here waiting to be pushed onto the automation to take it up and onto the conveyor that takes it into the crane. What I can do now is we'll have a walk down here because I'll show you the flat to hanging intake where we've got the boxes coming in.
So that's where they're not on a hanger.
That's right.
And we've got to get them on a hanger so they can go into the high bay area. Yeah. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's absolutely right. And I think last year we took in, I think it was 5.6 million from goods on hangers and 5.4 million units through flat to hanging. So broadly the same, but it's a heck of a lot of stock. And all these boxes that you can see dotted around here, these are hangers because obviously that's what we need to put the stock onto once we've took it out of the box. And managing our stock holding of coat hangers is one of our great challenges here, it has to be said. As you'll see from when you're walking around, the kind of dotted around all over the place.
So just wait till that goes.
Absolutely, yeah.
So with those stats you said there, those 5.6 and 5.4,
yeah.
When you say units, that's each individual item, isn't it?
That's right, yeah, that's right. And then what we've got here is the boxed intake, so we can see we've got the conveyor sending it upstairs, obviously just waiting at the moment to take the stock off at the top and palletise it. And again, as you can see, the container's totally different with it all being boxes, but floor to ceiling boxes to get the stock here, I guess quicker and get more of it in the container as well. So the big difference with the goods on hanger is obviously the stock that comes in there is more of your tailoring and stuff like that, because it's better from a product care point of view for it to come
which is really important, isn't it? Really, really
absolutely
important.
And the stock that comes in a box will go through a steam tunnel, so it will take out any creases and look presentable for the customer.
So that has to go, so that's where I guess it takes a little bit more time to get that ready to then go to the customer, whereas the hanging items are a bit more like almost ready to go. Yeah.
That's right. So goods on hanger stock, traditionally it'll come in say today and it'll be available to be picked for order from tomorrow, whereas flat to hanging we've got more like 4 days to turn that stock around before it's available for the customer. Sometimes we do it in a shorter period of time. Sadly, sometimes it takes a bit longer. So we work really closely with our PQC team to make sure that the stocks are the right standard for the customer.
Nice.
So what we'll do now is we'll have a head through to the crane, so I can just show you through there.
Yeah. So this is where the product goes to next. Is that right?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So yeah, this is the high bay. So these are the cranes, and the high bay is split in two. This is phase 3 in form, and beyond the wall there's phase 1 and 2. We've got 30 cranes in total, with phase 1 and 2 having 18. So that's the bigger side and the older side. I think the warehouse opened in around 1998, and those were the cranes that went in first.
And I can see why it's called the high bay.
Yeah. So
I figured it out.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's a very tall building. Yeah.
And this, would you say this is the best view to see what the high bay does, or is there somewhere else we get a better look at it?
No, this isn't the greatest viewing point, but what I can do is I can take you upstairs to the viewing platform and we can see it from there.
Yeah, let's go. After you. Right, so where are we now then, Andy? The high bay area?
That's right, we've come up a couple of levels to the a viewing platform of the high bay, because this gives us the best view of the space that we've got here.
Wow, yeah. God, this is big.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, first time I came up here I was absolutely flabbergasted by the scale of it. So we've got 155,000 locations.
Right.
And currently got around 1.8 million units in here and beyond the wall at the end.
So what is going on, like, because I can see, like arms and cranes going down. There's different levels of stuff moving as well. So talk me through that.
Yeah, that's right. So each of these arms, as you call them, that are moving, these are the cranes. So basically what they're doing is they'll be going down the aisle to put stock away that you've just seen getting unloaded downstairs, and then they'll also be pulling out what's called reserve to forward, which is stock that's required for either retail or directory orders, which is going to be picked today.
Nice. And this is all automation?
Yeah, all automated, so there's no people involved in here. What I would say is we've got a maintenance team here 24/7, and they're obviously working to keep these cranes running, and a systems control team who are monitoring them to make sure there's no faults with them or any issues with them at all.
And is that because we're picking the stock 24/7 as well? Yeah.
That's absolutely right. So predominantly the beginning of the day is when the retail stocks moving the most, and then as the day wears on we start moving over to pull more online stock.
And is this all, and how many bays are here? Is it just this section that we've got this in, or is it down there as well?
Yeah, so it was 30 cranes in total. There's 18 in this section, and then beyond the wall,
down there,
which is where we were on the ground floor, there's a further 12 in there.
And this is all next stock. This is all next stock as well, or is it a combination?
A combination. So there's Next in here, we've got Reese in here, and we've got us brands in here as well. So
and that's all part of that total platform growth that we've been going through, isn't it?
Absolutely right, Matt. Yeah, absolutely, mate.
And what's the benefit of it being hung as well? Like, I guess.
Again, it comes back to product care.
Product care.
Yeah. And so the stock that's hanging, it looks better hung, and it'll get to the customer, and it'll look better for the customer.
Nice.
Which is really key.
Really, really impressive. Really impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the big things about it being a hanging warehouse, which you may have noticed walking around here, because I know you've been around some of the box warehouses, is because it's hanging, it's in a clear shroud, so you can see the products, whereas in the box warehouses you can't see it. So you can see what kind of stock's coming into us, and do a bit of window shopping as well if you like.
No, I mean, that's a really good point. You can see exactly what you've got. You can see I guess you can kind of also get a sense of what Next is kind of trends we're selling, from the buying point of view as well.
Yeah,
and kind
absolutely.
of what's coming up for customers as well.
Yeah, 100% you can see that. What will happen from here is the stock will either be required for retail picking or online picking. Like I said to you before, the retail picking is completed within this warehouse. Yeah. The online picking is completed in Stadium 1, which is where we're going to go to next, and I'll show you how that works.
All right, shall we go then?
Yeah, of course.
Let's go.
So,
wow, there's a lot going on in here.
Yeah, absolutely. It's basically like a huge wardrobe. So we've got as online stock in here for Next, Reese and all his brands. And the buffers, which pretty much take up all of the top floor of the warehouse, they hold around 440,000 units. So that's what we've got in it at the moment. Yeah, about 440,000. Yeah, so that's a heck of a lot of garments. So
it's massive, isn't it? It's like
huge.
It's like continuously going all the way. So is this the length of the warehouse, pretty much?
Yeah, pretty much. And what you will notice is that the stock the stock that's come in from Stadium 2. So
And is that what this is now? Yeah, that's coming in from Stadium 2.
Yeah, so there'll be a combination of stock that's come from Stadium 2 and stock that's come from returns, because we've got, within Stadium 1 we've got a returns department on the ground floor processing stock that the customers have sent back to us. So that looks like the majority of this is returns.
Yeah.
That will have come from Stadium 2 because it's all the same item, so those trousers.
And then will that go into this section over here?
Yeah, so it'll just drop it into some of these buffers here, and basically what the buffers are doing, they're turning and looking for the garments that are required for a pick, and the garment that's required for a pick will be spat out at the other end onto a conveyor to go downstairs to be packed.
So how does it know what garment to pick? Right.
So when the stock comes into Stadium 1, it goes through what's called a marriage station, and at that point it's assigned to what we call an adapter. So that's the little grey thing that you can see the hanger sat in, and then yeah, so that'll help the item travel around the conveyor system, but also it means that we know that item is associated to that adapter.
So that's all is that microchip?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a microchip in there, so we know that that's assigned to that, and when it's required for picking, it knows where it is in the system and it'll pull it out.
Really clever. And again, this is all automation, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's probably a couple of people working on this floor just making sure nothing gets jammed, and we've got a control room over here that's monitoring it 24/7 to make sure that the system's working as it should do and there's no faults with it.
And I guess with automation, that's probably one of the biggest things, isn't it? That monitoring the faults to make sure the operation just continually carries on running. Because we are a 24-hour business.
Yeah, absolutely.
It never sleeps. People can order stuff, like right up until well, what is it now? Because is it midnight or is it 10?
It's 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock, yeah.
So
I should know that. I should know that.
Absolutely.
I should know
you
that.
could order something at 5 to 11 and you'd get it the next day.
Which is amazing, isn't it, really?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're now on the middle floor at Stadium 1. This is where the majority of our restock holding is. So boxed,
not
yeah,
hanging.
Yeah, so that's the big difference really. We hold all the stock for Reese within the next network. So we've got 1.2 million units roughly at the moment on site across both warehouses, and at the moment there's about 740,000 units I think on this middle floor within the racking.
And why do we hold the restock? Because I guess some people might be a bit like, why has Next got Reese?
Yeah, so obviously we went into partnership with them
Yeah.
a few years ago. I think beginning of 2022 they came on site here. So yeah, we've as part of the total platform solution, we do their warehousing for them and distribution.
Yeah, because it's people like Reese and I'm trying to think of other brands.
It's Fatface.
Fatface, yeah. Who's the latest one?
That's right, Jules and J&B as well.
And where have we come to now? What's this part?
So
here?
this area is the induct station. So basically, what's happening is the items are picked manually by us pickers, and then what we're doing here is we're scanning them and putting them in a pocket. And when we scan them, we associate them to a chip. So basically, we can route them through the automation down to packing.
Like we talked about upstairs with
Absolutely.
the microchip again.
Yeah,
and that sits in the top of there.
That's right. Yeah. So you can see them. The microchip or the adapter is within the profile in the conveyor, and then the pockets hung on to that because obviously this is box stock, so there's no hanger to hang on to the microchip.
And then where does it? So this is put into those pouches manually, and then where does it go from there?
So it goes on the conveyor downstairs, which is where we're going to go shortly, and it goes through a sortation process and then gets through to be packed.
Nice. Shall we go and have a look at that?
Absolutely,
then?
yeah.
After you.
So we're on the ground floor at Stadium 1, and this is the main online area really. So we've, as you can see, there's a lot of automation overhead. We've got the stock that has come from upstairs now. I guess the best way to explain it is if you've ordered maybe an outfit for Christmas party, for example, and you've gone for the traditional three-piece suit, so jacket, trousers, waistcoat. Now they could have come from various places within the building. So let's say that the jacket originated in the high bay, and the trousers and waistcoat have come from the buffer. So the jacket will have come from the high bay and met the other 2 items in the buffer upstairs, but not necessarily in the same place.
Right.
They'll have been picked at the same time by the automation and come down to this area behind here, which is called the order consolidation buffer.
Right.
So the 3 items will have gone into there, but they won't be sequential. Once the 3 items are in there, it could have maybe half an hour or so for them to all get into there. The items will be released and come into the run buffer here, which is this stock's currently leaving now. Once it leaves the run buffer, it goes through here into the sorter.
Okay.
So it goes through the sorter, and once it leaves the sorter, it's a 3-stage sortation. The 3 items will be sequential and ready for packing.
Clever.
In sequence.
Clever.
So, yeah,
really
very
clever.
Obviously, prior to all the automation, kind of 15 years ago or so, everything would have been done by hand. So it's a massive step forward in terms of the cost saving and time saving.
Yeah, big time, big time. So should we go around and look at that now then?
Absolutely. So as we just make our way around here, we've got kind of manual packing here, so we're able to pack things by hand, which just watch your head. You've done well so far.
Oh no, I have done well.
Big chap. So yeah, we can pack things manually, and then we've got these machines here, which are called the drop loops, and that's where they're packing parcels automatically.
What do you mean by drop loop and packing automatically then? What's that?
So basically, there's not a massive human element here. It'll put if it's a multi parcel, so if there's a number of different items for it, it'll put them together.
What you were talking about there.
So it'll put them together using a set cone, so they stay together, and then it applies the invoice, so it's ready to have the outer shroud applied. So these machines, we've got 5 of these. They can do about 720 items an hour, which is a good amount. And then once the items have left here, they go down into the bagging machines, which are down here. Yeah, so this is the bagging machine area now. So we've got 10 bagging machines. And
is this like the final stage of the whole process?
Yeah, pretty much. There's a depot sort after this, but yeah, basically what happens here is the machines are applying the white monofilm to the parcel, so it with the Nextgo logo on, so it goes to the customer. Didn't
expect it to be in those big looms either, to be honest. Like, I think you just expect like streams and streams of it or something. But yeah, absolutely. Efficient everywhere. Yeah,
indeed, and it puts the address label on as well for the customer. So obviously then the courier can find the right address to deliver it to them.
There's been a lot of automation, but there's also a lot of people here as well, isn't there, as well, Andy?
Yeah, there's about 870 people across the complex in various different roles who work really hard to keep the site running and make sure that parcels get to the customers. We've got over 100 people with more than 20 years service within
wow,
that.
That's a lot.
It is. And the average length of service is around 8 years as well.
In your time here, because you've been here 15 years as well, haven't you?
Right,
yeah. Have you seen a lot of like growth as well, like year on year since you've been here?
Yeah, I mean the online volume's generally grown, and the service offers got pushed back later to offer a better deal for the customer. Last year I think we picked around 11 million units for online, and probably around 4 million units for re. So that's the good numbers. Today we'll probably pick about 31,000 units for online. So it's certainly heading in the right direction, which is really pleasing.
So impressive. I mean, thanks for taking us on this tour, Andy. I really appreciate it. It's great to see it, and appreciate your time.
Well, not a problem at all. Thanks for joining us, Matt. Really appreciate it.